It's Saturday, February 27th, and today on My Thoughts Exactly.
I had a dream and my dream just came true. You were the dream I dreamed so long ago, just like the ocean is blue. One look at you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's show. I'm your host, Charles Baran. You just heard a bit of My Dream, sung by Nora McCarthy from her 2005 album, Red and Blue. Nora McCarthy is an incredible jazz vocalist who feels at home singing a standard such as The Shadow of Your Smile or her own original compositions which incorporate improvisational jazz techniques and bebop. And Nora is, well, you know, since Nora is my guest today on the show, I'll just stop talking and let's head over to the Zoom table and say hi to Nora. Hello, Nora. It's so great to have you on the show today. Thank you for being a guest.
Hello, Charles. Thank you for inviting me. It's wonderful to be here with you.
I'm so happy that you're here to share your story and your musical career with us. And before we begin talking about your music and your diverse styles in jazz and blues and bebop, let's talk a little bit about your background. Where are you from? I don't even know. I know a little bit about it, but I want to know a little bit more, and I think everyone would be interested.
Such a mystery. Well, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Born and raised Cleveland, Ohio.
At what age in Cleveland did you connect with music? When did you find yourself, you had this musical calling in your life?
Oh my God. When haven't I been related to music in some way? My earliest memories as a little kid, we're talking 4 and 5 years old. I came from a large family, well, 5 children. And my older siblings, everyone in the family was, loved music. Brother was an amazing, he's the only brother we had, the oldest one. He's an amazing singer, sounded a lot like Billy Eckstine. Dancing too was a very important part of my early experience because everyone in the family was dancing. You had to learn how to jitterbug and to hand dance, as we called it back then. And both of my parents, they are also musical. My father started off in life as a singing waiter. He had big dreams to be a singer in his lifetime. My dad played piano, but it was mostly by ear, the thumping kind of back and forth. I think my mom only played in one key. I think it was G.
Your career has been very interesting. Your music is so diverse. You can sing a standard like Come Fly With Me, and then your own original compositions are,
Right.
I say they live on the border somewhere between poetry and jazz. They're very unique.
Life is a song to sing. Experience it all, everything.
Well, prior to the jazz thing, I'm rooted strongly in soul music. For me, when I was given my first, I'm dating myself, but my first transistor radio, I was cruising around the dials and I ended up going to the end of the dial. And I discovered 2 radio shows called WJMO and WABQ. And those were soul radio stations in Cleveland, Ohio, and gospel music as well. And that was it for me. I mean, gospel to me is the greatest music. It make the hair on your arms stand up.
Yes.
But I got into jazz when I was about 14 years old. And it was interesting how that happened because, of course, listening when my sister was playing, but it wasn't like it was something that I was focused on when I was in my early teens. But, Great American Songbook, they're all jazz singers. That was where the jazz repertoire was coming out of anyway.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you could use some exotic booze, there's a bar in Old Bombay.
I remember when we moved into the suburbs, into a new home, all the homes around us were being, built at the time, and nobody was living in them yet. And so I used to go into those homes because there was great acoustics that, nobody was in there. So I was able to sing and stretch my pipes. I remember one time I was in there singing my little lungs out, and suddenly a car pulls into the driveway. The owners were there, and they had a daughter my age, and she just suddenly showed up in this space that I was in her house, and she became my best friend. Diva Ramones was her name. Her sister was in college, had a fabulous music collection, and she just happened to have Nancy Wilson. And one afternoon, I was in the music room over there, and I turned on Nancy Wilson. She had a whole bunch of albums by Nancy. And that was a game changer for me. I heard Nancy Wilson sing, changed my world. I said, this is the greatest singer I ever heard in my life. And she was my first real influence into the jazz world. I got married at a very young age and started having kids. What's interesting about that marriage is, even though it was off of my path, his father was a musician, and he was from Hawaii, that played authentic Hawaiian music, folkloric pieces that are unbelievably harmonious. And he jazzed them up. And he was on the Ed Sullivan Show, and he did a lot of tours, and he opened up a travel agency, and he would put on shows to bring in business so he could take people over, to Hawaii. And I ended up having to stay with him at a time when my husband had gone off to Vietnam. And I had a baby at the time. And I was upstairs getting the baby ready for bed, singing to the baby, and my son Preston. And he heard me. And he came upstairs. He goes, listen, I have an Akai, reel-to-reel downstairs. I would like to try some things out. Would you like to come down and sing with me? And that I said, yes. I was afraid of the tape recorder, though. Nobody had ever really recorded me, and I was like I was a little shy, needless to say. And I said, okay. So he liked my singing, and he was playing the guitar, and he could play the ukulele, and he could play the drums, and he could play everything. Wonderful singer. He said, here's some music. I'd like you to learn it, and you can come and sing with me. We'll bring in people, take them to Hawaii. And I said, okay. So, but he wanted me to sing it in the native tongue. I had to learn that music phonetically, okay? That's picking up the needle on the record player, dropping it, picking it up, dropping it at least 1 million times. So what happens when you do things like that is you are really immersed in the music. You are absorbing it in a way that, like today, you don't absorb music like that because you're really working. You're working at it. So that music is implanted in a lot of what I do to this day, because harmonically, that was such a gift. You sound just like an island girl. And I was like, wow, I guess, thank you. But he said, I don't think it's good for a married couple. He says, because it ruined my marriage, and I don't want it to ruin yours. And so that was the end of that. And during the time I was with his son, though, I had started singing in background groups, R&B groups. When I got divorced, my whole world just opened up and changed.
Wow. Well, you've recorded how many albums? You've got what, 9 or you have about 9 albums now.
Well, yeah, I think now it's maybe 10 or 11. We just did one. It's a live recording, but 7 of them as a leader. Yeah, 7 of them are all my stuff. Mm-hmm.
You collaborate now with your husband, Jorge.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that relationship and how that grew into this wonderful collaboration that you're working with him and you're married to him.
Yes. Well, I met Jorge in 2000, and I met him through a mutual friend of ours who introduced us. And through our music only, I didn't know what he looked like. I didn't know anything about him. And he also was an artist. The mutual friend who knew of both of us because he came out to our shows. And so he's the responsible, his name is Gary Jefferson. He's the responsible for why I met Jorge. But we exchanged music through Gary, and I loved what I heard. And so then at that point, I met Jorge at the Knitting Factory. He had called me up, asked me if I wanted to go hear Jorge. That was about 6 months later. I went to hear Jorge, and the rest is history, man. I just fell in love. I thought he was amazing. fabulous artist. He had asked me if I would write some lyrics to a song that he composed called Nimbus. And so I did. What a nimbus is, you know what a nimbus is, a halo above an angel's head. I decided I was going to apply more of a spiritual tone to it. So I wrote the lyrics for this piece. I faxed them over to him. And I had said to my son at the time, who was waiting for me to get finished with it because I was driving him crazy. And I said, well, if he likes these lyrics, he'll call me back immediately. If he doesn't, we won't hear from him for a while. And honest to God, as soon as I said those lyrics to him, the phone was ringing. He said, I've asked several singers to write lyrics for this piece, he said, and wow, he says, yours really hit the nail on the head. So we had a reciprocity right back then at the time. You know, it was amazing. I have been with Jorge every single solitary day since that time.
Wonderful. What a fantastic story. I'm going to ask you if you will honor us with a song. Would you do that?
I will do that. So this song that I chose, in case you were to ask, it was written by a wonderful trumpet player by the name of Kenny Dorham. And he was back in the days of Miles Davis. But he wrote this incredible piece called Fair Weather. And I don't know of too many people who have ever covered this song. I did a little research. I saw Sheila Jordan had sung it. Who was the other one? Chet Baker and Kurt Elling. I like the sentiment of it because it talks about how it can be in this country.
Now, I'm just going to change the view so you have the full screen. And this way everyone can see you and not me.
I actually have a little playback here. A friend of mine, also a pianist young, wonderful pianist that I work with from time to time at the bar next door, where I've been in rotation there for a good 7-8 years. They bring my trio in. Peter Mazza, the wonderful guitarist who books it, he brings me in there frequently. So I'm thankful for Peter for keeping me alive with giving me a place to perform. And so I usually work there with either Alex Clough, who is on this piano, that'll be playing for me. He sent me the track. And Marvin Sewell is a wonderful guitarist who also he's just amazing. And he's had a hell of a history in the music as well. Plays with Cassandra Wilson, or he was a little bit now, but he used to be her music director. And the other I wanted to mention too, I don't want to leave out the bass player that's been working with me for 1,000 years at the bar next door, and that's Donald Nix. Don't want to forget him. And Gene Torres, often when Donald can't do it. So. When we walk side by side like brothers, oh, glory will stand up and whirl, and Gabriel will blow as he never has blown before. There'll be fair weather together, side by side. It will know that hate will die and love will win. So go forth, heroes, peace on earth, and goodwill to all who make it divine and so real Plant seeds for good deeds like the trees. And of course, love will grow. Money doesn't fit into the scheme of things. So how can a house be built on angels' wings? Fair weather together, fair weather, my friend. Peace on earth and goodwill to all who make it divine and so real. Plant seeds for good deeds like the trees. And of course, love will grow. Money doesn't fit into the scheme of things. So how can a house be built on angels' wings? Fair weather together, fair weather, my friend. Fair weather, my friend.
Wonderful. Oh, I was transported. I just,
Oh, thank you. You're very kind.
no, it was, I don't think there's been anything as beautiful on Zoom.
You're now so lovely. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It was the perfect song for today and what's going on in the world. So thank you very, very much. I want everyone to listen to more of your music. So where can everyone watching this show find your music? I found it on iTunes. I know that.
Yes, there's some things are on iTunes. Yes, but I find the best place is just to go to my website. Yeah, NoraMcCarthy.com. That's the main website. And then I have another website that's more about some of the productions that I do and some of the more adventurous things that I do at Mike, that's MIC, dash art dash music.
I'm putting it up.
Just send me an email and, I'll send it to you. Just, we'll go through the negotiations.
Great.
through PayPal if you want to be so kind as to support an artist. That's fine. I'm very affordable.
Many people will enjoy listening to your music after today's wonderful, wonderful interview. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Nora. I'm so honored to have you. You are a gift to everyone when you sing.
Thank you so much, Charles. I was really happy to have this experience with you. It really brought a lot to my life today. So thank you.
And we'll be in touch very soon. Bye-bye now.
Okay, great. Okay, perfect. All right. Bye. Peace.
I hope you enjoyed that visit with Nora. Please check out her music. Next week, I'll be welcoming R.J. McGee, one of the stars of Reality TV's new hit series, The Little House on the Ferry, the making of an off-Broadway musical, which is streaming now on Broadway on demand. RJ is terrific, and the series is incredibly funny. So tune in next week and you'll hear all about it from RJ McGee. Thanks for watching the show, everybody. Have a great week ahead. And if you like the show, please subscribe, and I'll be sending out that positive energy every Saturday morning right here on My Thoughts Exactly. Bye-bye.